activity for this week. We have to write something. Okay, again, class lesson 11, week 11, small business management. So I was saying that in the activity, we have to write something, but it's too simple, and you can do it with me here. I'm going to show you what it is. Some of you did it already, but just couple of students, but we're gonna go through that again, and everybody can see and answer and everything. Okay, so if you have questions, comments, situations, observations, say it or put it on the chat. Small business management lesson 11, almost at the end, people. So yes, almost finishing. I have people here that is completely finishing all the academic program, and I have some majority of you will be studying, and unfortunately probably I will lose some. I expect not too much, and I keep my best wish is that I keep working with you, and I always be around. Always I'm gonna be around for you. So let's go again, lesson 11. Here, supply chain management. You better get it right. That's the name of the lesson today. You get better right because it's a whole process that can provide you losses or wins. If we do right, we can obtain, maximize the resources that you as a small business owner or administrator have. That's the reason why it's like a game. You will see if you read the chapter, you will see that the chapter tell you it's like a game, win, 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 lose, right? It's all about that because again, you have to deal with many people when you are dealing with the supply chain management. For example, as I was saying, vendors, it doesn't matter the size of your business. In certain cases,
Good evening, ma'am.
good evening, Bilal. How are you?
This is Kareem, ma'am. But I just
This is
signed in
Karim.
with the different email.
I was not looking the computer, and I hear the voice. Remember me, Bilal, for some reason. Tell me, Karim, what happened?
No, ma'am. I was just wishing you good evening.
Thank you. How are you?
I'm
Good.
fine, ma'am.
Thank you. So Karim have this social skill that will help him in the supply chain management because you have to deal with the several people. That's what I was trying to say. And in some cases, it's like a vendor. You have to be vendor. Like if you want to progress in this life, you have to be a vendor. And some of you, I know what you will say. Yes, but I'm not a vendor. I don't like sales. You are selling all the time. Since you wake up, you are selling. You are selling. You are selling. And I used to say that. I tell you all the time the same. I used to say, I'm not vendor. I'm not vendor. I don't have the social skills. I don't know how to communicate, whatever. It's all not true. I always tell you this. Everybody's selling. And the same is happening with the supply chain management. You, for example, let's say that you resell a product, right? Any kind of product that you can imagine, you have to deal with your vendors. Even in the computer, you have to deal with vendors. You have to deal with customers. You will have to deal maybe with employees or uh, different people all the time. Your landlord, if you have a commercial space, but if you don't have commercial space, you have a home. Let's say you do your business at home, and then you will need some supplies. You will need supplies. So for everything, we manage a small supply chain management. Let me go to show you something here. I'm sharing my screen. Let me make sure I'm sharing my screen. No, I'm not. Okay, now I'm going to start presenting my screen so you can see the content. And then we're going to do the activity. It's going to be like always today, not difficult. But I want to show you something first. Here Is the content for this chapter is a little overview, this presentation, supply chain. What is that? In simple words, all the steps to get to the customer, provide the product or service to the customer. The owners will be facing this challenge, deal with different groups, different persons to provide the service to the customer, the product. So that's why. Here you will see some content that I'm going to show you right away. Right away in 1 second. But before I keep going, I want just to show you here, because this is like an introduction, the key elements of a supply chain. Please, if you want to take a picture of this, you can. I'm going to put this part in blue. No, it's not going to let me to do it. But this, if you see the first paragraph that I'm showing to you in the screen, it's saying 4 core elements: procurement, operation, distribution, and integration. This is one of the answers for the activity. The key elements of a supply chain. You will write procurement, and I'm going to explain you right now. Procurement, operations, distribution, and integration. So procurement is the simple research, selection of your vendor. If you, for example, bags, I have a bag in front of me. So bag for this store, which is PGA Tour Superstore, golfing store. So they need supplies to purchase these bags. Actually, they need supplies for the bags, and they need a vendor that put them the logo in the bag. So when we do this kind of process, we need to deal with the suppliers. That's what when we say procurement, and we will find different vendors, and we select it, right? And for example, you can negotiate with them. You can tell them, I will buy 5,000 amount or maybe 100. It doesn't matter. You have to deal with them, even if it's an online platform. So that's what called procurement. Tell me, Karim.
So, ma'am, basically it's procurement, then it is operations, then it's integration, and then distribution.
Yes, exactly as you say. Those are the 4 key elements that we're going to type in the activity, and these key elements are for the supply chain management. Yes. I think in general, I can tell you it's more than negotiation than anything. And I can say, for example, if you have these skills, I observing you that you have these skills to deal with the people. You are curious, you like to ask. All of these things will help you to do a great procurement process, because that's what you need, be inquisitive. And also research, look on the web, for example, start from there, it's okay. But the first step, procurement, like Karim mentioned us. Operations, here you will see the explanation of what includes operation. For example, once again, let's keep with the bag because I have it in front of me, right? So if we have this bag, we mentioned the inventory, because these people that have this store, they sell something, right? So they have an inventory, merchandise. Some of you are engaged with the Amazon or are interested. I hear that from some of you, interested in Amazon affiliates or warehouse. You don't have warehouse. If you have represented, in some case, yes, in some case you will have some merchandise, maybe in your homes. So this is called the operation part. Maybe you have an storage, and the ones that are in this country, they see a lot of storage available for you. Actually, I had for my shop a storage, and it was Sorry for the noise. It was around $100 service monthly. So this is something else. Anyway, but let's keep going just to give you an idea. Distribution, what includes that? The transportation, like you can see here. Simple words, right? And integration, all this process, all this coordination, it's part of the key elements of supply chain. So don't forget these words: procurement, operation, distribution, and integration, the ones that also Karin mentioned. And this is a short explanation of that. A score model, you don't gonna do anything in the activity with this word, score model, just for you to know what is that. Plan the materials, for example, that we need to provide the product, or the supplies that we need. Source, where we're gonna find them, right? Make is the execution process, and then deliver or return, right? All of this, but we don't wanna use this in the activity. Just this what I mentioned. It's good that you have in your mind anyway. And this part here, you will be using this in your activity. This part here, 2 of you did it. The benefit esteem for improved customer relation, cost cutting, and increased operational efficiencies. What is that? So these are the benefits of adopting supply chain management system, like implementing supply chain management. Give you several benefits. For example, improving your customer relation, the relationship with your client, with your customer. Don't forget these ones because you're gonna put it in your activity too. Those are the only 2 questions that we're gonna type something. So take a picture of the second line. The benefits esteem for improved customer relation, cost cutting, and increased operational efficiency. In the way that you will see in the activity, it's a little like complete this, but it's just to type, to write something. It's so easy. You will see the activity and you will understand what I'm talking about. But just keep this in your mind. The benefits of implementing this is, remember, the customer relation, of course, because improves the quality that you provide to your client. No discussion, right? Cost cutting, what we were talking about, is a win and win process. Like if you do a smart, let's say you take the right vendor, or you purchase the quantity that allows you to minimize your costs. So now you have advantage in your business. It doesn't matter the size of your business. My students here, most of you are engaged with any kind of company. Most of you retail, some of you retail, right? So you know, like every single thing they sell, if they have they select the vendors that they can do the cost cutting. But sometimes you will tell me, yes, but if I have to have the sunny water, I need to go to the Coca-Cola company, right? So I cannot do whatever I want. I have to choose this vendor because I don't have a choice. So that's why sometimes you will see the power of your provider too. So but that's why you are also in the negotiation place, right? In the negotiation skills, and increase operational efficiency for sure. Maximize the way you develop your business. Just keep this second sentence in your mind. Benefits of adopting supply chain management. That's it. And then we can keep going from there. So anything you observe or something else that you want to share it. I'm going to show you something real quick here. A lesson 11 that we will be talking. Some of the things that I already mentioned are there in the lesson 11. So I don't going to take too long because I already show you the screen, right? I am making sure I'm sharing my screen. Yes, I am. And I am recording this. Okay. So see here on the screen, I'm showing you something here real quick. So you see on the screen this like all these communication errors between different elements that are part of your supply chain. So that's why it's a whole structure that you will need communication with them. So that's why I'm pushing you with the communication, because that's as a tool that help you to maximize your process. So anyway, but let's keep going. Let's see here. So in the formal way, how we define this concept, let's say the formal, so supply chain management encompasses the planning and management of all activities involved in sourcing and procurement, conversion, and all logistic management activities. Includes the coordination, the collaboration with channel partners. In simple words, the internal aspects to get to the product to our customer, the internal aspects, the internal operation that we have to deal. Since you say, okay, I don't have paper, so now you start with the whole process to provide better product and service to your customer. That's it. Okay, so here it's also defined on another official definition is total system approach to design and management the entire flow of information, materials, services from raw materials. What that means? Materials that are not finished, materials that need a process to be done. For example, we can say materials for construction. Okay, we can say in order to develop this water, there are certain chemicals needed to purify this water. For example, we need a purifying plant. Let's say this. I know you have, maybe some of you have experience in production. And you can tell me, for example, what is needed in certain cases for some products. So all of these materials, chemical, for example, all are part of the supply chain management. So in simple ways, factories and warehouse, and finally to get to the customer. Don't forget this, all this process to get to the customer. There are many more definitions, for at the end is, in general the same. All of this system developed to get the product to the customer. Nancy is coming. Okay, here. So now everybody have an idea or have something in mind about supply chain. If you analyze the concept supply chain, it give you like you start to thinking something, because you think actually in a real change, have different parts that take you to the end, which is the customer. It's a way to visualize, right? So all of this, you see, all of this internal process that we are mentioning have a movement of cash and information. That's what I'm saying, that the communication is basic in this part. Increased importance of globalization. Why? Because, it's not a secret. Everybody knows how the technology in globalization impacts in the delivery of this product and service. And everybody knows also, if you purchase something, you can see who is the how we can say that, the developer, the factory, where is the country that developed it. So it's a whole study to get there, because for example, let's say China, right, which is popular, everybody knows. So why they select this country and this vendor to develop this product in China? There are many reasons, and of course, because you tell me this all the time, the economical factor. right? Machinery, technology. Also we have to think in the geographic position, right, of the country, also to help to distribute these products that we are merchant, in the commerce platform. Let's say this way. So consumer demands always impact in this supply chain, because as soon as the customer requests a certain product, of course, there are some things that need to be done, right? And also taking care of the demand volumes of the merchandise that we are dealing. So, for example, let's say I produce handmade products, right? So depending the demand, maybe I have more interested in one of the products. I have to take care of this. And the same with everything, every kind of business. And you can give me your stories about the business that you have been working or that you work right now, how you deal when they have a lack of certain products that are, requested. They have high demand. Let's say this way, they have high demand, and how you deal with that. You wait, or you have a continuous, you're receiving continuously the merchandise. If you have some experience or you want to share with us in the class, you can, or certain merchandise that you have experienced, okay? Important to mention. We mentioned that already. I showed you this on the screen. If you go to the lesson 11, the image is there, so you don't have to open, but that's why I did it this way, because it's an answer for the activity: procurement, operation, distribution, and integration, the key elements of supply chain. I say it again, just in case. And here you will see that it's mentioned the example in integration of ADP. I am happy they mentioned that, because this is something I wanted to mention you in like 2 weeks ago. ADP is very popular here. I don't know if you are familiarized with that. It's a system that it's made for human resource, but I'm gonna show you here. Management service company. They offer different service, but they are very popular in human resources. So something I wanted to show you. Somebody wanna say something? No? I think it's here. It's making noise. But it's something that I wanted that you see. I don't have access to that. If you are in a company that have access, so you will have it. Because usually the companies buy when they need this kind of service. Look at what they offer: payroll extension, HR Plus, hiring advantage, and performance plus. It's more like human resource, as I say, but it's telling you here in the supply chain management, help you to integrate all your process. There is a class that you will have next semester if you want. It's an elective: enterprise resource planning. I'm mentioning you that because it's part of this class. ERP software. So this system, ERP software, helps you to develop the supply chain management operation. When we have a volume in the operation, right, that we need to systematic, for example, know how many of a product we have in existence. So we need some help, technology, of course, because everything cannot be in your memory, right? When you have certain volume, you need to take care of that, right? So that's why. In some companies that you will be working or that you're working now, that's why I want that you see what is that. Enterprise resource planning offer you tools to integrate your supply chain management system. What is that? Remember that we mentioned that covers every step to get the product to the customer. So for example, in case that we sell cell phone. We sell cell phone, the system have to tell you how many cell phones you have left, how many you have in existence, if you have to actually ask for your vendors, all of these kind of things that I'm saying so simple, but in a huge company, in a company with a high volume, you will need automatization. We know, right? So that's why ERP system are working on this part. And this is something you will see on the book. Yeah, some of you asking me something. Okay, yeah, but I cannot do too much right now. If I can do something, I will try. Let me see. Okay, let's keep going with this part here. Okay, what you see on the screen? So this is the analysis of, remember that we are speaking about supply chain management. So we have to analyze the cost of the merchandise that we are, for example, reselling, right? So analyzing that, comparing with the revenue that you will have. You remember when we mentioned the break-even point, like it's the point when you are not winning or you are not losing. So it's an analysis to help you in your supply chain management. Just simple way, right? But let's keep seeing this part. It's saying, yeah, what is talking here is all the, the integrated system, for example, the CRM, how we manage the activities of the transportation, warehousing. CRM is, remember, customer relationship management. Why we have to mention the customer now? Because we are talking about the internal. Remember, is to get the product to the customer. So we need to think in the demand of the customer too. Okay, that's why. Look at this. If you see on the screen, the CRM component, the customer relationship management component of the distribution element represents an attempt to automate the interaction with customer and facilitate the development of sales prospect through software. It's all about technology. What you are seeing right now is all the help that you will find with the technology. If you are working with a certain company, you probably will have this solved. Let's say this way, they have established their system. Maybe in certain positions, you have to be looking the options, working with another teams, technology teams, maybe deciding what is the best option for the company. In a small business area, small business management, if you're starting from zero, your own project, there is certain moment you will say, oh, I will need maybe an inventory system that allows me to put codes to all my merchandise, and I can see if I can see all the prices, I can see what I have in stock, what I don't have. Because again, when you have a small business, maybe you can deal everything by yourself with writing, with Excel, etc. But sometimes then, as soon as you grow, you need another tools. That's what it's explaining here. That's it in general. So here, what you will see on the screen is the explanation of the comparison with the game. That's what I was telling when we start. Like, it's a game win-win or win-lose. When you have to interact with your vendors or with certain parts of your supply chain management. So that's what is explaining the same about this part. It's like making you an analogy of a game when somebody wins or loses. That's what you will see on the screen in general, okay? So certain things that we have to evaluate when we are dealing in a supply chain, and everybody knows the financial area, economy, money, the cash flow is essential, right? Obtain the better prices, for example, obtain the better deals with your vendors. That's something we're gonna take care, okay? Benefits and risks of participating in supply chains. So you will see the silo busting here, benefits of supply chains. What is that? Silo busting. So don't be scared, because what silo busting means is not it's not like official concept in business. That means that everybody is taking in care of the situation. In simple words, we say silo busting, is everybody knows what they have to do by. So once we have systems developed in the supply chain, everybody have their own roles, their own goals, and they understand what is happening. For example, here in the class, let's say that we have a project in common, all of us together, and we are reselling something. Let's say we have a food business, right? And we provide water bottles to the customer. So if we do that and we have a system that everybody can see in their houses, you in your homes, in your cell phone, we have a system in the computer, and you can see how many bottles we have left, how many Gatorades, for example. I'm making an example. How many Gatorades, how many sodas. So everybody can see the same information at the same time, and we can take care of the situation that needs take care. For example, we have more water, but we need sodas, etc., etc. So we attack the problem. That's what silo busting means. Improve communication with suppliers and customers is always a benefit, because, as we mentioned, right, the social skills to exchange the information. Supplier selection, this is crucial. If you have been exploring simple online, any vendor involved like Alibaba, so you will see different options, and then you proceed to the supplier selection. Improvement in purchasing, that's what we were saying, the automatization, right? Making with the technology, we make improvements in that area. Reduction on inventory costs, what that means, reducing the money that we spend in inventory, for example. In certain countries, I noticed they have taxes for inventory. I haven't heard this right now here, but in the States, but the paying taxes for the merchandise that you have in your inventory, it's like a double challenge for a small business owner. Improvement in operation. If you have something to say it at any time, okay? I know this topic is kind of dense sometimes, because it's operational logistic. I know it's tough, but you can tell me your experience in any kind, even if you think it's so simple or so complicated, say it here, what your process to obtain merchandise for your business, your stores, or your business that you work or that you had by yourself. Some of you are business owners, so I would love to hear how you handle with vendors, or how you handle with this kind of process, transportation, etc. Okay?
Can I say
Yes.
something?
Yes, I was
Yes.
waiting for your experience.
Yes. So I working in the like a operator market, some clothes, and then my product is like expensive and big, and then so if I buy a lot of quantity and if I don't sell, it's gonna take a lot of space. So I'm manager right now, but the previous manager, she usually buy like a lot of quantity, same style, and then all the color and all the size. But depend on the body type. Some product is not for the big girl or it's not for the small girl. So some product are left a lot. So these days, what I'm doing right now is I just order one each, one color, like for example, red, one size, blue, one size, and see if which color the customer like better. If the customer like red more, I buy red more. In this case, I don't have to deal with a lot of the inventory, because inventory control is really hard. And yeah, I can just follow the trend more. Yeah, and then another example of my experience, it happened last week. So with my supplier. So I call on Monday to see if the product, what I need, if they have it. They say they have it, and then they say they're gonna ship to me on Monday. However, on Thursday, when I received the package, there's no product that I need. They send me that I just need I ordered 2 products. One is for the special order, one is for the stock order. So they just send me the stock order. So I call them, and then they say, although I call on Monday to make sure if they have it, they say yes. On Thursday they say, oh, sorry, we didn't have it. But they didn't call me right away. So my customer is waiting for the product. So it was like a lot of going on. So it's important to build a good relationship with the supplier. Although I'm a buyer, if they don't give me the product, I'm fail. So I have to deal with this situation right now. It's a really big situation for me. So build a good relationship with the vendor. That's the key, I think.
Awesome. Thank you, JG. Thank you so much. Faisan, you wanted to say something? Faisan, I see your hand. Okay, Faisan want to say something, he will tell me later or when he wants. Jejin say many things, examples in the real life people. So it's amazing, and it's good that you pay attention to all of these challenges she's facing. It's like everything in the real life, right? So she mentioned to maintain good relation with your vendors. Amazing, because that's what we were trying to say all the time. And she facing another problem. Remember when she say, I didn't receive the product that I was expecting, and she didn't have the data on time. So there is a lack of information from the side of her vendor. Another thing that I want to pick up about what Jane said, she mentioned observing the demands of the customer, the demand of the customer. She is observing, she is doing her research, her part, which is observation, and she decides what she needs based in the demand of the client. Amazing, awesome. So also she mentioned something else that is very important for this example is the cost of inventory. Part of the class, and she explained it perfectly, how, the challenge of the cost of the inventory. Not only the space, also in terms of the merchandise that you have there. If you are not observing the demands of your customer like Jane does, you can have extra products that you are using your resource in a non-smart way. Let's say this way. So
and then the inventory is getting old. That's another problem. Like just stocking the backspace, maybe it's okay, but a tape is not sticky enough anymore, and then the color is fade. So I cannot sell as like the same price as like original, like what I should charge the customer, because nobody gonna buy it. So I have to discount it. And then if I don't have those kind of like a bad inventory, I can use that space for like a good seller, best seller one. So I'm gonna make more profit. But because of that old inventory, I cannot use that space, and I have to always dealing with the damage, and then it's just, and then out of style. It's like a too old fashioned. So I think inventory management is really important for the retailers.
Wow, amazing. Thank you, Jaydin. And I love what you are saying because you are putting this theory in life, in the real life. So that's my goal all the time, that I want that. We see how it works, everything, how to make it happen. So listen to Jaydin, people. Listen to Jaydin. So what Yajin also, all of this that she say, error reduction, automating process, billing error, errors associated with purchasing, shipping, all of this impact, improvement in transportation, and additional financial benefits. She mentioned in some way this part, the financial benefit of managing your supply chain correctly. Anyway, but with some negative parts, we almost done with this part, people. Don't get tired. They are concentrate. What that means. So, for example, let's say in the case of Jing, with her suppliers, if she don't have too much option to purchase, maybe she say, oh, I have to go with this vendor because I don't have more choice, for example, right? So that's one of the negative part of this. That is what is mentioned. The challenge that you will have all the time. It's not that it's something negative, it's part of the process. I will say this way. The size of the supply is large relative to buyers, so they have a lot of power in our decision as manager, business owner, etc. For example, switching costs are high. So, for example, if I go to this vendor, it's harder for me. Like I have to invest more. Let's put it this way. So more is, and that's, I think this is all. So that's it. We saw this chapter. We're gonna do our activity like always. So let's open activity 11 together. Thank you so much, Jaijing. Again, I'm so excited for this class that you gave us. Let's go with the lesson 11. Yeah, it's not difficult. It's just 10 questions. Some of them are true or false. And just in 2 cases, we have to type. But we're going to say what it is. So first is, I'm going to read it because it's a little bit long, and then you help me with the rest, okay? Encompasses the planning and management of all activities involving sourcing and procurement. Looking for the merchandise, conversion and all logistic management activities. Importantly, it also includes coordination. Yes, somebody say something. Collaboration with channel partners, which can be suppliers, intermediaries, third-party service provider, and customer. What is that? In the number
Supply
one.
chain.
Supply chain. That was Shabnam, boys. Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, Shabnam. Okay, so number 2. Somebody wanna?
You already explained.
Yes, so you remember, thank you, Shabnam. You remember that we say where was the key element of supply chain? Somebody remember one word at least.
Procurement, operations, distribution, and integration.
Thank you, Shabnam. And I'm missing something. Distribution, integration, and I missed something else.
Purchasing.
Purchase.
Operation.
Procurement, operations,
right?
distributions, and integration.
Purchasing.
4 things you told.
I didn't miss anything, people. Tell me. Remember the image that I showed you? I'm listening to you. Okay, so number 3, the supply chain involves. Somebody help me with your voice. You read better than me. Somebody that read the number 3. Somebody that read number 3.
The supply chain involves the integration of goods, finance, and information from the initial supplier to the final customer. True?
True.
True.
True. Thank you, Leticia, and Jean, and Nurudin. Thank you.
Welcome.
Okay, number 4. A revolution in supply chain management has been produced by globalization, changing consumer demand. Organizations that recognize the need from changing ways of doing business and technical innovation.
It's true.
True.
It's
True.
true. Love this truth. Okay. 5. The benefit sting for this one is a little weird, I know. The benefit sting for improved customer relations are, you know why it's a little confusing? Because customer relation is one of the benefits of supply chain. We just have to type two more if my memory is not wrong. And one of the benefits, somebody remember? No? Nobody
Customer retention, loyalty,
Customer
increase
retention.
increase in revenue,
It's increased operational efficiencies.
Operational efficiency, right?
Customer
Cost
relation,
cutting.
cost cutting, and increase in operational efficiencies. Efficiencies.
This is Leticia voice. Okay. One moment. We're gonna keep going. I'm missing the stuff. Must concern itself with. I'm gonna verify this. I'm gonna correct this one, okay? Because I didn't.
You're missing cost cutting. Cost cutting.
Cost cutting, yes. Thank you.
And it's customer relations, not retention.
Yes. Thank you.
Customer relation,
We cost the customer retention, you know.
really.
Okay, customer relationship. Okay, increase
if the
operation.
relation is good, then the customer will retain for longer periods. So
Exactly.
indirectly it will.
Yeah. Thank you, Shabnan. Okay, so we have number 6, must concern itself with the determination of who should supply the parts, the components, or the service. IT must address the question of assurance and that these suppliers will deliver as promised. What is that?
Customer value.
Procurement.
Procurement.
Procurement. I hear more voice from procurement, so I'm gonna keep it. Number 7, this involves attempting to match demand with capacity in a manufacturing environment. This might entail a better and more detailed production schedule. In a service environment, it might entail rescheduling customer appointments to better match service provider availability, managing information, CRM, distribution, or demand.
Demand management.
Demand management.
This is Nuruddin, and I hear another voice. This is Yusuf. Karim Yusuf. Okay. 1 second.
Thank you for giving me the credit, ma'am. I thought the answer was demand management. By the time I was thinking, Alpesh already answered. So the credit goes to Alpesh, ma'am.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, Alpesh, and thank you, Karim. Sorry, Alpesh, I missed your voice. Forgive me. Okay, number 8. Somebody, because this is short. Somebody wanna help me with the number 8?
Can I, teacher?
Yes, Deborah.
No,
Or Roberta.
Roberta.
Roberta, okay.
Yes. Supply chain management needs MET to evaluate its performance. Is true.
It's true, Roberta says true. Okay, number 9. Thank you, Roberta. Number 9, supply chain management system can help business evaluate prospective suppliers and monitor the performance of current suppliers. This capability can lead to strategic sourcing and significant cost saving. This is part of the other question. Improvement of when and where needed variables. This is improvement in transportation, operation, improvement communication, silo busting, supplier selection. What do you think is this example?
Supplier selection.
Supplier selection, that was Abdullah. Thank you. Okay, so let's go with the 10. Somebody that help me. Yes.
Business must consider the relative power of both their suppliers and their customers. True.
True.
You think it's true. Thank you. And I hear Shabnam and Abdul. Thank you so much, people. So let's go to somewhere. I'm gonna stop the recording.